Our conversation this time around will be centered on the story you just listened to. And we are going to have a chat with the security expert and executive protection specialist, Chief Jackson Lekan Ojo. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, my sister.
Thanks
Good
for
evening,
joining us,
Nigeria.
sir.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. We are having this conversation around the state of emergency declared in Rivers State last night by Mr. President and the reactions of some stakeholders and citizens of the country. And this particular reaction is coming from Okoye Obono Obla, who has said that the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State by Mr. President is not necessary at this point. I was going to say that he also belonged to the ruling party, the same party as Mr. President. But let's look at the facts, the point he raised actually. He said that it is not necessary at this point. I don't know if you concur with that or not.
Honestly, we saw it coming because a lot of persons that have sympathy for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, despite the fact that they are members of APC, opposition to the party the incumbent governor belongs. They have been clamoring for state of emergency. But people like us from the security angle will look at it very clearly that people are just calling for state of emergency, but they didn't know what and what it entails for Mr. President to declare state of emergency. And as it came yesterday, we just look at it like, I think yesterday was a dark day in the democratic history of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we were so surprised because it's like you don't carry a sledgehammer to kill a dog where the dog has not done anything. But just because you have the power to carry a sledgehammer, you just kill the dog with a sledgehammer without no reason. That was exactly what happened yesterday.
With the happenings in Rivers State, what would you have Mr. President do at this time other than what he has done already?
Good. There are a lot of political imbroglios that have been going on in the state for almost 2 years now. Mr. President said he has intervened one time or the other. But we, Nigerians, we saw it. The first intervention, Mr. President did not balance it. In a situation where you are a sitting governor, does the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have direct right over a governor? No. He do not have the direct right to control a governor. He has right to advise a governor. Because the way Mr. President was elected is the way the governor was elected in his own states too. Now, I think they were looking for one way or the other just to weaken the political system in Rivers State because of the hand of the person that possibly is not somebody that they will be able to manipulate in the future, particularly 2027. And they'll be looking for one way or the other. So it was an opportunity yesterday. Possibly they couldn't wait further. And that was why they operated the sledgehammer yesterday.
Okay. Omnobla faulted the president's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. And I don't know, while going through the document, if you were not able to listen to the president read it live, if you had chanced upon it, you won't see any paragraph, any portion of the statement of that document read anything bringing in one of the key players of this imbroglio, who is the FCT minister, Wike. A lot of persons are also reacted to this. Could it be perhaps one of the reasons of Nobla faulted that declaration of the state of emergency? Nothing was mentioned about Wike, the immediate past governor of the state.
Before I come to that, Let me first of all tell the world I'm not a legal expert at all. I'm a security expert. And let me take it from the security angle. The Section 305, the president rely on to declare the state of emergency. Nobody is arguing that he do not possess that power. He possesses that power, yes, but it's not the way the Constitution provided. They say only in a state of war or during an external invasion or a total breakdown of law and order, the president shall declare a state of emergency.
And none of this, by your own judgment, has happened in Rivers State?
Was there a war in Rivers State? Was there total breakdown of law and order in Rivers State? Was there
but there's been a threat from Ijaw Youth Council. Chief, there's been a threat from Ijaw Youth Council.
That is why I want to display my security expertise now. What is a threat? It has any threat at all. Why do you have the police? Why do you have the army? Why do you have the navy? Why do you have the air force? Why do you have the civil defense? Why do you have the Defense Intelligence Agency? Why do you have National Intelligence Agency? Why do you have the DSS? That is a threat. What you need to do immediately is to release these people to go and nip the threat in the bud. That is it. And after that one, you begin to dialogue. This threat is within Nigeria. They are Nigerians. Possibly they are aggrieved. So what do you need to do? You keep the security men at watch. Why you continue to dialogue? There is nothing bad. You invite the governor. You invite the opinion leaders. You invite the youths that are making this threat. You invite all of them as the father of the nation. When you invite them, you dialogue. Why the security men are still watching in case there will be any of the disgruntled element that may come to do one or two things. While they are watching, you are still dialoguing. But some persons, can I call them faceless persons, threatened to do this, to do that. What are the security agencies? What did they do to nip it in the bud? What do you do as a president to dialogue? Nothing. The next thing is to declare state of emergency. So possibly they have been planning this and they were waiting, no opportunity. Oh, for it not to take a long time, let us strike. That was how the president struck yesterday. It was wrong. Nobody that is challenging the authority of Mr. President to declare a state of emergency. But when the condition to declare the state of emergency is not here, you don't want to. So that means if you send the military or you send the police to go and guide a compound, so by the time they didn't see anybody that are coming to break down the law and order there, but just because they have been waiting for some time, they should just begin to shoot gun? No. I think it was wrong. And part two of your question, two persons are leading two factions and they are warring political war. And at the end of the day, you struck down the one, then the other one was allowed to go. Why? To me, what Mr. President should do first to nip all this problem in the bud is for him to caution, because he has, Mr. President do not have authority over the governor of River State. But Mr. President has authority over his appointee, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. If Mr. President had cautioned the FCT Minister that please stop, face your business in Abuja, leave the governor of River State, 2027, go and try your popularity and let the governor try his popularity. The former governor of River State to obey the president. The OC, when your minister is misfiring, insulting an ethnic group, insulting, raising calls on them, and you, Mr. President, you are afraid to talk. At a particular time, people were asking questions. Who is more stronger?
Is it fear or interest now? Was he scared to talk to his minister, or was it a matter of interest, political interest? Because some school of thought feel that all of this is about 2027 election. River State must be won at all costs. So you said he was scared of talking to his minister, but some think he is actually, it's a matter of interest, really. I don't know what you think.
Okay, let me see, maintain my statement. I see it that Mr. President is afraid to talk to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory because it is a man that betrayed his party in favor of Mr. President 2023 election. Mr. President believes now that, oh, he can still be there to do the same for him 2027. Oh, if I correct him now, or people are saying I should sack him, if I sack him now, oh, maybe he's going to work against my interest in 2027. It is the fear of what can this man do in favor or against in 2027 that brought about this. Nigerians began to ask questions. Who is now the president? Because it's like this minute. When you monitor the presidential media chat around December, you saw what happened. When Dr. Ruben Abati asked a particular question, the president and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria had to call him a star boy, the minister, say he doffed his hat for his minister. Look at that. Doffing, Mr. President doffing his hat for his minister. And this is not about money. It's not about anything. It's about, say, 2027. Oh, this man will do it the way he did it the other time.
And I think you are concurring with this school of thought that thinks it's about 2027.
Exactly. Know that, you see, if there is somebody that used to give you something free, even if that person is misbehaving, you may not want to hurt the person in way of correcting him, because you believe that if you correct him, he may get hurt, he may stop giving you that thing. What Wike has promised him that is going to deliver better than 2027, better than 2023. So because of this, Mr. President does not want to lose Rivers vote. That is why he could not talk to his minister. That is it. And let me tell you one thing, and let the whole world, possibly Mr. President and his co-travelers, his handlers, will be hearing this. You want to certify a single person that do not have a weighted vote and offend the entire ethnic nationality, the people we call the Ijaws of this world. Don't forget these Ijaws. They are in Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, everywhere. You want to, because of one single person? No. Mr. President has made a serious mistakes. But I believe, as a Democrat that he is, he can still reverse himself. He can review his decision.
Talking politics now, Chief. Obono Obla is of APC, the same party as the president. Does it
Yes.
look like his party members are not giving him the backing? All of them are not in support of what he has done with Rivers State.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead, Chief.
You can't love anybody more than your children. And either your wife or your children or your husband. But does that mean if your husband did something wrong, that even in the public glare, the whole world know that he did something wrong, will you support him? No. I am a chieftain of APC. But this is wrong. This action could be tarnishing the image of the party. And Mr. President is just a single person in the party. If Mr. President decided not to even run 2027, and he had been able to damage the name of the party, what happened to the party? All of us are not stupid. All of us are not wayward. All of us are not there for money and for stomach infrastructures. Most of us are there here for the unity of this country. I am a Yoruba man. I am based in Rivers State. Will I pray that there should be no peace in Rivers State? At times I travel to Abuja. At times I travel to Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna. Will I pray? There is no part of this country that we are not praying that there should be peace. If Mr. President wants to exercise his power to declare state of emergency, why not Mr. President go and declare state of emergency in Benue, where they kill every day? In Kaduna, in Zamfara, in Kebbi, where the Lukarawas are. Why not go and exercise the power there to bring about peace? A peaceful state of rivers. Just because of political disagreement, you want to exercise your power. Just because that a ant step on your toe and you carry a sledgehammer, you want to damage, kill the fly and damage your leg? No, it is not acceptable. And I'm not talking about court. To me, Mr. President is a Democrat to the core. He can sit down and reverse his decision as far as Rivers State issue is concerned.
So what does this particular decision mean for the party? As a party man now, you talk, because it is no longer about the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president now, but it's about the party. Assuming you lose confidence in him as a party, as a person now, will it still mean well for your party in 2027 now we're talking about?
That is exactly what I said. Assuming for now, assuming next year 2026, assuming Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu decided not to run for election again, definitely APC must produce another candidate. But if the name of the party is battered, damaged, where does APC gain from there? That is the problem.
Now,
Mr. President, you like it or not, is a single person. And he does not have a weighted vote. If things must be done the right way, he has only one vote. If he decides not to run, and you tarnish the image of your political family, what is there for that political family? That is why any right-thinking members of APC must forget about the party affiliation this time. Let us be realistic. Let us be pragmatic. Because it's my party. Whatever the president does is the right thing. No. This should be abolished in Nigeria. Let's call a spade a spade. It's as simple as ABC. If Mr. President do the right thing Everybody will, even member of the opposition will rise up to support him. But when he does the wrong thing, member of his political household should rise up and correct him. It's not attacking him. It's not an unhealthy criticism. It's an healthy criticism. Healthy criticism is a good tool for any leader to improve in his policy and his approaches.
Now, in different reactions, one from the governor, Fubara, who said that that was not expected, and the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Amaula, who said that also that was not what they expected to happen at this time. So it's looking like everyone will have to go home and rest. Now, we also have reactions from various individuals, 1 million Nigerians, the contestants during the major contestant during the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi of Labour Party and Atiku of People's Democratic Party. They both criticized what the president has done. We also have the party as a party. PDP also criticized that, not because Fubara belongs to their party, but probably because of the same reason the likes of Obono Oblas come out to speak. Probably that is why they are also criticizing. But I don't know. Do you think anyone is playing politics around all of this?
Nobody is playing any politics about this. I don't belong to PDP. I don't have political sympathy for PDP. I don't have political sympathy for Fubara as the governor. I know Fubara as a governor, as a performing governor of Rivers State. I have benefited from him. Where I reside there in Port Harcourt, the road to this place has been abandoned for over 15 years. This guy came, the road is express now.
Even amidst the squabbles?
Yes. If that's part of these squabbles, this guy is performing the way he's performing, assuming this guy has no challenge, assuming he has no side attractions, it would have been super excellent. December period, those people that used to knock at our gate to beg for food, they didn't come because the retirees, that some of them are earning 6,000 naira in a month. This guy gave them across the board, he gave them 100,000 naira each. That is humanitarian development. Apart from the developmental things you see, projects, this is a humanist. He encourages local government chairman to raise the salary of their workers to 85,000. He is one of the first governors in Nigeria that raised even above the federal government the minimum wages. He has been doing a lot of things despite the side attractions. Then, do you want to discourage such a man? No, you can't discourage him. And state of emergency is not the end of all this. After 6 months, it will expire, right? After 6 months, it will expire. Does that mean if you have headache and you did not treat the source of the headache, you go to sleep to take sleeping dose? If you wake up, you will wake up with better headache. That is what Mr. President,
as we conclude, what would you advise that be done within the 6 months to ensure that peace is restored to Rivers State? Because if it is still done, you raise the point now that if whatever the source of this whole quagmire is coming from is not handled, we will still have the situation continued even after 6 months. What would you suggest be done within the 6 months of
it will even be aggravated. It will even be aggravated because people would have been more angered. People would have been more offended. So to me, now, Mr. President can call the meeting of Council of States, can invite all the governors, the leadership of the National Assembly, the leadership of the judicial arm of government, opinion leaders. He can call them to study the matter holistically. From there, he can reverse this issue of suspension. Immediately after the reversal, he now called both the House of Assembly and the executive in River State, call them to a meeting, and this matter could be resolved. Issue of suspension, it will just aggravate the situation when the suspension expires, because a lot of anger would have been brewed. It will now come with heavy momentum. So Mr. President has the right now, has the chance now to invite all the state governors, the leadership of the National Assembly, the leadership of the legislative arms, some traditional rulers, first class across the country. They will meet and holistically study this, and he can reverse his decision. And people will applaud him. And people like us will come to the public again to applaud him.
Right.
That is the only solution for now.
Thank you very much,
But
Jackson Lekan.
I don't think it will be okay.
All right. Let's look at the security issues that started cropping up just before the pronouncement of the emergency rule in Rivers State. A pipeline was blown up somewhere in Rivers State, and unconfirmed reports also have it that the very night that the emergency rule was announced, there were also more explosions happening. As a security expert, how would you react to that? If the president hadn't called for the state of emergency, what else would he have done? How could this be handled outside the state of emergency already declared?
As the president has declared the state of emergency, how has he handled the situation? To me, as a security expert of global repute, I am trained. If there is anything that happens, the first thing you do is not to take action immediately. If you take action immediately, you might be taking wrong actions, or you might be taking a right action against the wrong persons. What do you need to do? That is why you have the intelligence. You have the intelligence in the police, you have in the army, you have in the navy, you have in the air force, you have in the defense, you have everywhere. Put the intelligence at work. Let them go and investigate within only 48 hours. They can give you the way that thing has happened. Then you now know how to act. But something happens somewhere, the next thing is to fire back. No, you might be firing back at a wrong object. Investigation first. You must ascertain why. Why did this thing happen? You must ascertain why. It's not the issue of how. Because it has happened, you don't need how. What you need is why. Go and investigate that why. And when you get the reason, within 48 hours, you can get the reason. You now know how to act. And then you will act wisely.
Chief Jackson Lekan for your contributions tonight on Political on Signature Evening. Chief is a security expert and executive protection specialist, and our conversation is around the reaction of ex-presidential aide Obono Obla on the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. We shall return in a bit. Don't go anywhere yet.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.